When I was over there, I was looking through her phone, and she had a picture of someone dudes in her phone. Wasn't my...
This entire mess started with his internet ad for friends, which quickly led to him begging for relations, her giving in, and then him just moving in.
It began about 1.5 years ago. I responded to an ad on the internet. He was looking for friends. I went over to his house. We stayed up for a while, and then he started asking me to have sex with him.
That's not
asking me, and I told him, no, I do not sleep with guys on the first night, and I said that way more than once.
She gave into it. She's
I finally gave in.
She's not an adult. She just happened to just give in to my saying.
So where does the relationship go from there?
I invited him over to my house to come hang out with me. He just moved in.
Their official relationship status? He hysterically claims it was just friends with benefits. She fires back that it was plastered all over Facebook.
Keep having sex. It was just like, it was more of a friendship, like benefits. It wasn't, we were in a relationship, we weren't claiming each other as boyfriend or girlfriend. Did you ever tell me that we were in a relationship?
Yeah, it was on Facebook. It was on the internet.
Okay, so if we were in a relationship.
His brilliant defense for them not being in a relationship despite living together? I live with my mom. Me and my mom don't have relations. What does that even mean?
I live with my mom. Me and my mom don't have sex. I'm just saying, like, just because you live with somebody, it's not a relationship. That don't even make any sense.
He accuses her of texting other dudes to cuddle and attending an insane party on an army base where her friend allegedly had a huge old orgy.
When I was at work, she has dudes texting her, asking them to come over when I'm at work with her boss.
Can't a girl be friends with guys?
Asking them to come over and asking them to cuddle? And her friend, her roommate, went off to this army base. They're the only two girls there. They came back, her roommate brags about she had huge old orgy, a bunch of dudes slept with her and stuff, and she was just there sitting on the sidelines, please.
But wait, there's more. While snooping, he found pictures on her phone of another dude's. Well, let's just say it wasn't his vacation photos.
When I was over there, I was looking through her phone, and she had a picture of someone dudes in her phone. Wasn't my...
She actually found out he broke up with her because her mom saw he changed his Facebook relationship status. He couldn't even be bothered to tell her himself.
I didn't know the reason why he moved out. He just changed his relationship status, and my mom was the one who told me that we had broken up.
Then, he moved back in a second time for the baby, only to get busted taking shirtless thirst traps in her bathroom for new online dating ads.
We stopped talking for a while.
And then he decided that he wanted to talk to me later on. Move in with me for a second time for the sake child.
I randomly decided
wanting to be with me. He decided that he wanted to post on the internet for dating. Again, using my cell phone, sneaking out of our bed, going and taking pictures of himself in the bathroom to post for other girls to see.
Adding insult to injury, she's also suing him for $750. She bought him plane tickets 3 separate times to fly back to her, and he bailed every single time.
Okay. After he had left and moved back to Colorado, I told him 2 weeks later that I was pregnant. Once I found out, right away I told him, and he was excited, so he told me that he would come back. So I bought him a plane ticket for $100.
I never said I was excited about that.
He never got on the plane. And then I later found out the truth that he just didn't want to get on. So I paid him $50 to change the flight for another day.
In a truly heartbreaking moment, Ms. Rice admits she pathetically sent him money for juice and chocolate out of sheer desperation because she loved him and thought he cared.
The other $500 comes from borrowed money. I'd send him $100 here, $60 there,
He'd call you and say what?
Can you send me money? Can you wire me money through Walmart? Can you send me money? I need money. I need to eat. I want chocolate. I want juice. I want this. I want that.
The courtroom holds its breath. Is this man who lives by his own bizarre logic about to be on the hook for 18 years or not?
It has been determined that you are the father.
What did I tell you?
And the reason why I signed the birth certificate, to answer your question, is because you told me at the hospital that if I didn't sign it right then I wouldn't have another opportunity to sign it. That's what you told me right there at the hospital.
You didn't have to sign it. I didn't force you to sign it. You signed it on your own.
Sign you, what was gonna happen? He won't have your last name. You won't get to sign it. Did you not say that?
Mr. Dark storms in calling his ex, Ms. Bailey, a promiscuous liar who is falsely claiming he fathered her 11-month-old son, Jameer.
Mr. Dark, you say the defendant is a promiscuous liar who broke your heart 4 years ago, stepping out on your then relationship. You admit to having a one-night stand with her 2 years ago, but are furious. Ms. Bailey is now claiming you fathered her 11-month-old son, which you say is impossible.
The ultimate betrayal. Years ago, Ms. Bailey's own best friend ratted her out, telling Mr. Dark she was cheating on him. while he was out of town.
I left to go out of town to do some work. But when I come back, she was doing her best friend's hair at the house. So I came in from work, gave her a kiss, whatever, told her that I was gonna walk to the store for a second to grab some things. Her best friend came running out of the door to like, hey, Terrence, wait up for a second, I'm gonna go to the store with you. So, I thought that was kind of strange, like, why? Her friend started to tell me a story. She was like, well, I just want to tell you something. She was like, well, the whole time that you was gone, she was cheating on you.
Ms. Bailey's pathetic excuse for that past affair. I only did it because I thought he was cheating on me. So revenge cheating makes it okay?
And I only did it because I thought you was cheating on me.
Okay, but...
So you admit you cheated on him?
I did.
Their conception timeline is a complete disaster. Jameer's November birthday requires a February conception, but Mr. Dark swears they only hooked up in March.
You kept having sex until
2016.
It was like early March.
you have sex and you didn't use protection.
No.
ma'am.
When was Jameer born?
November 13th.
If Jameer's birth date is November 13, 2016, then that means the conception window would be February 17th, February 24th, 2016.
He claims Ms. Bailey pressured him at the hospital to sign the birth certificate immediately, warning that if he didn't, Jameer would never get his last name.
And the reason why I signed the birth certificate, to answer your question, is because you told me at the hospital that if I didn't sign it right then I wouldn't have another opportunity to sign it. That's what you told me right there at the hospital.
No, I didn't. You didn't have to sign it. I didn't force you to sign it. You
If
signed it on your own.
sign it, what was gonna happen? He won't have your last name, you won't get to sign it. Did you not say that?
History repeats itself. Ms. Bailey sheepishly admits this isn't her first paternity rodeo. A previous ex was already proven not to be the father of another one of her kids.
And you've had this same problem previously.
Okay, but I made sure that I wasn't gonna do it again. Like, I was gonna be the only person. I have with my ex.
You have,
Yes.
with your ex. So one of your other children, there was a paternity question surrounding that. And you got it resolved, it was determined.
That he wasn't.
This gets weirder. Both Dark and Bailey deny being intimate in February, and Bailey absurdly claims she was with no one during the actual conception window.
The question then is, were you intimate in February during the window of conception we outlined between February 17th to February 24th?
No, ma'am.
Both of you said no. I must ask you, respectfully, who were you intimate with during that time?
No one. I haven't had sex in February.
Enter the new and also pregnant girlfriend, Yana. She takes the stand to reveal her baby, with Dark has an almost identical conception timeline to Jameer's.
Well, my due date is November 19th. My conception date is February 24th.
And we're now 1 year later, but what you're saying is that you have a similar due date
Yes.
as the one that was presented for Jameer, as when Jameer was born.
Yes.
Busted. Dark denied hooking up with Bailey while with his new girlfriend, but Yana immediately blurts out, probably not because I did come over and oops.
You're saying she likes to deal with attached men.
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you an attached man now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, have you been dealing with her while you're attached?
No, ma'am. Probably not because I did.
Yes, he was.
Prob-
He was calling my phone, asking me could he come over and have sex with me.
Judge Lake holds that fateful envelope. Is Mr. Dark about to be named a father against all mathematical odds, or will Ms. Bailey's tangled web of lies finally collapse?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Dark, you are the father.
Did she know you was having sex in her house? You know what Destiny told me, Your Honor? She said yeah because she told them, I hope y'all using condoms. She said Destiny said she gave Anthony condom.
Yeah.
What type of period is that?
The grandma war begins. Grandma Sissom is 2,000% certain her grandbaby needs his teen dad, Anthony. But Anthony's mom, Grandma Riley, swears he's not the father.
Ms. Riley, you stand before me claiming that you are 100% positive your son is not the child's father and have insisted on a DNA test from the moment Ms. Sissom was pregnant.
I'm 2,000% certain, Your Honor, that Anthony is the father of Osiris. I have a grandson that's 8 months old. He needs his father.
So how did this happen? Teenager Destiny was constantly sneaking over to Anthony's house, lying to her own mom, and doing the deed right under Anthony's mom's nose.
She was sneaking at my house. She was coming over here lying, conniving, saying, I have a 14-year-old daughter at home.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
My son was going to school. How you going to tell me what's a lie?
Because,
you
Your Honor,
they
was having sex in her
you
house.
Didn't care
And
when
she,
your daughter
what
was
type of parent is she? If she gonna tell them, told them, she told them.
But Grandma Sissom vehemently defends her daughter's honor, bizarrely claiming Destiny was a virgin before meeting Anthony. So who else could possibly be the father?
No.
You think your daughter's a virgin?
She was a virgin when she met Anthony. So, therefore, yes, it's Anthony's baby.
Destiny drops a bomb. She was regularly having relations with Anthony in his bed, while his mom, Grandma Riley, was home and would just casually say hi on her way upstairs.
Having sex in her house?
Yes.
While Miss Riley was home?
Yes, Your Honor. She knew I was there because I get off work, Anthony would be like, my mom says you can come over, and I say, okay. I would go over there, I would come in, say, hi, Miss Brenda. She say hi, we go upstairs. I spend the night, she don't say nothing about it.
In Anthony's bed?
Yes, Your Honor.
The condom accusation. Grandma Sissom sensationally claims Destiny told her that Grandma Riley actually gave Anthony a condom and told them to use it. Is Grandma Brenda complicit?
Did she know you was having sex in her house? You know what Des told me, Your Honor? She said yeah because she told them y'all using condoms. She said Destiny said she gave Anthony condoms. Yes. What type of parent is that?
Anthony's shocking reason for wanting a baby at 17? He morbidly claimed he didn't feel safe in the streets and wanted Destiny to have his child just in case if I leave this earth.
So we go upstairs, we talk more about it, and he said, you know what, I don't feel safe in the street, so I think you should have my child just in case if I leave this earth. You can have something to remember me by.
The hospital showdown. While teen Destiny was in labor, Grandma Sissom actually had Grandma Riley physically kicked out of the hospital by security for being disrespectful.
Unselfish, disrespectful self. She comes in there, I'm in the waiting room, she's sitting the guard in there and tell them lying and said I'm threatening her and I need to be removed.
She did.
So I never had my joy to see was that's my grandson. So I don't feel it's my grandson.
Do you want to know why?
Grandma Riley fires back, accusing Grandma Sissom of having her ejected just so they could coerce her teenage son into signing the birth certificate without her there to intervene.
She has me removed out the hospital so she can get my son to sign it. This is a birth certificate. My son ain't old enough to be doing all this.
You believe she had you removed from the hospital strategically because they wanted to coerce your son into signing the birth certificate?
You on the right today.
Her family members threatened us.
Teen dad Anthony finally speaks, tearfully confirming he does believe Osiris is his because he took her virginity and wanted to leave another seed in this world.
Do you believe you are Osiris's biological father?
Yes, I do. Because I picked Destiny, I took her virginity, and I felt like I was getting into a lot of trouble and things that was happening, as in things that I was going through, and I wanted a baby because I feel like I wanted just another seed in this world.
The courtroom is on edge. Is Grandma Riley about to be proven right, or is she about to become the official grandma to a baby she absolutely despises?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Taylor, you are his father.
I drove up, tried to find him. There was his car at her house, as usual. And I opened the door, and he's on one side of the bed, she's on the other, but he's dressed. I'm looking at her, she's in a little tank top. I'm like, are you pregnant? She's like, yes, I'm pregnant.
That's
and
not how it happened.
Adam's child. And I said, is that true,
That's not
Adam?
how it happened.
The showdown begins. Wife Ms. Sowers calls Ms. Roten a home-wrecking harlot. Ms. Roten claps back, calling the wife a pathetic old lady who can't hang on to her man.
Sowers, you say your 14-year marriage has been turned upside down by Ms. Roten's claim that your husband fathered her 5-month-old son, Aiden. You claim that Ms. Roten is a home-wrecking harlot, but there is no way your husband fathered her child. Is that correct?
Their trashy love story began when she answered his online ad for Friends. Next thing you know, he just decided he didn't want to leave her house and moved right in.
Him and my mutual friend stayed the night at my house. He just decided he didn't want to leave.
How did we get there?
Well, he was just being charming and trying to be nice and friendly.
Making the couch look good.
Saying I'm beautiful and just all kinds of sweet stuff.
Ms. Sowers turned detective after a friend snitched, finding her husband's car, walking into the unlocked house, and catching him on the couch with Ms. Roten.
I had a friend up the road that says, your husband is at a girl named Chrissy's house. And I'm like, where's that? He gave me the location and his car was there.
So that gives you the right to come in my front door?
Well, I knocked on the door, they didn't answer, and I walked in, and the first time I called them, they were on the couch, and I pulled Adam out off the couch and said, let's go, and you ran in the back room.
That's a lie.
But he just kept coming back for more. Ms. Roten says he'd sneak over to her house at 3 a.m. for late-night romps while his wife was home sleeping.
Yes, because he was missing a lot, and I wondered where he was.
With me?
Yeah, and he was at her house.
Oh, so he was missing all night?
He would go, he'd leave at certain times of the night, and I'd wake up, and he was there.
He show up at my house 3 o'clock in the morning.
So, he would show up at your house at 3 a.m.?
Oh yeah, all times of night. Just come in and get in bed with me.
The wife claims she busted in on them a second time, finding Ms. Roten pregnant in bed. She asked, "Are you pregnant?" Roten said, "Yes, and it's Adam's child."
I drove up, tried to find him. There was his car at her house, as usual. And I opened the door, and he's on one side of the bed, she's on the other, but he's dressed. I'm looking at her, she's in a little tank top. I'm like, "Are you pregnant?" She's like, "Yes, pregnant."
That's
and
not how it
that's
happened.
Adam's child. And I said, is that true,
That's not
Adam?
how it happened.
But wait, there's more. The wife claims she busted in a third time and found Ms. Roten with another man on top of her. This is getting seriously messy.
One day, I come back to the house, and Adam's car was there. Another guy on a couch, and that door was closed. Well, when that door was closed, there was something going on in there.
Yeah, it was
so
you and your husband.
I opened the door, and there was a guy on top of her, and I shut the door.
Wait,
and
you
I walked
opened
out.
her bedroom door?
Yes,
ma'am.
I did, because I seen my husband's car
What in the
there.
world?
Why doesn't Ms. Roten lock her door with a married man inside? She coolly states, "I'm in my own house. Why should I have to lock my door?"
Miss Roten, you don't believe in locking no doors?
No, I'm in my own house.
This is almost unbelievable.
I'm in my own
though.
house. Why should I have to lock my door if I'm in my own house?
I
Not
mean,
some
look,
crazy lady coming to my house.
look.
This drama went viral. A mutual friend actually posted a Facebook poll asking the whole town who Aiden's daddy was, and Adam only got 12% of the vote.
The town did a poll, and I believe we have some pictures.
For Adam's friend did a poll.
I think we have
Mutual friend that
I think we can
introduced
put the
us,
poll
right?
up. The father is.
Yeah, that
And
doesn't
guess
make
what?
sense to me.
The town did a poll.
Yeah.
Where did you see this poll?
Oh, it's all over. It's all over Facebook. The whole, everybody knows about
It's
everything.
a social media poll.
Yeah.
The courtroom waits for the verdict. Is Mr. Sowers the father of his mistress's baby, or will his long-suffering wife finally get the last laugh?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Sauer, you are the father.
Nice liar.
Mr. Rowland, why did you have hickeys all on your neck?
Because we weren't together. I was able to
That's
do.
bull. We were together.
We were not together at
We were
all.
together.
Oh, in her eyes,
We were
yes,
together.
she thought it. We were not together.
So did you say you were going to the store and never came back?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I sure did. I had 2 girls. I didn't need her. I had 2.
This chaotic 12-year romance is on the verge of collapse. She says his family is turning him against their baby. He says she was with another man.
To your on-again, off-again boyfriend of 12 years that your 3-month-old son Ezekiel is his biological child. You say the paternity denial is destroying your relationship, and you need today's results to repair the breakdown in your family.
How did their last dramatic breakup begin? He casually went to the store and then completely disappeared for 2 days, only to resurface covered in a chain of hickeys.
We had our first child. Everything was good. It was perfect. You know, things started getting rocky. I came home from work one day. This man says he's going to the store. That man go missing. 2 days. Where you at? I go to his family house, and what do I see? Opens the door with a chain of hickeys all over his neck.
His pathetic excuse for the neck full of hickeys? We weren't together. He then smugly admits he was juggling 2 other girls at the time.
Mr. Rowland, why did you have hickeys all on your neck?
Because we weren't together. I was able to
that's
do
bull.
whatever I
That's bull.
feel like, Your Honor.
No, we were together.
We were not together. Her eyes,
were
yes,
together.
she thought it. We were not together.
So did you say you were going to the store and never came back?
Yes, I did. I sure did. I had 2 girls. I didn't need her at the time. I had 2.
Her epic revenge? After he ghosted her, she went to Albany and picked up a friend that became more than a friend. Get it, girl.
I waited. I patiently waited for him to come back. I waited a month and a half. He ain't come back. I said, you know what? I'ma do me.
How? If you went to Albany and picked up a whole new guy.
Sure did. After a whole month and a half, you wanna be
Okay, you was
walking
already
around
dating
with
somebody else.
2 females around your arms, making me look stupid in the streets. Are you are out of your mind?
And?
I damn sure did. I went to Albany and I picked up a friend that became more than a friend.
In a truly savage takedown, his mother's best friend testifies that Ms. Fendoyan has more traffic than the Statue of Liberty in her home.
When I first met Tanya, there was like a couple of guys lined up in front of her door, kicking her door, wanting to get with her and that. And, you know, to put it like this, Tanya has more traffic than the Statue of Liberty in her homes.
The witness then drops a bombshell theory. Fendoyan faked a miscarriage just to manipulate the pregnancy timeline and pin the baby on Mr. Roland
right here.
I'm totally confused about all this because, you know, she told me she was pregnant in April, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later she loses it, and in May she's pregnant again. I'm like, but how could that be? It's impossible that you have a baby, it's the other guy's baby, and she tried to say she loses it, then come out pregnant to make it seem like it's Danny's baby.
Oh, to shift window of conception in the timeline.
Busted! Ms. Fendoyan admits that when she first learned she was pregnant, she told her best friend, Honestly, I don't know who the father is.
Take me to the point you realize you're pregnant.
I actually ran to my best friend's house.
Okay,
And I ran in there and I'm like, girl, the first thing that came out, I was like, girl, listen, I'm pregnant. She's like, you're lying. I'm like, no, I'm serious. Look. She's like, girl, whose is it? Honestly, I don't know.
Right there.
At the time, I didn't know. At the time, I didn't know.
Her own calendar of chaos is exposed. It shows she was with the other man until May 7th and started with roll-on on May 8th, splitting the conception window right down the middle.
Which outlines the window of time you were having sex with Mr. Rowland again. You say you started to have sex with him again on May 8th. You also indicated you were having sex with other men where it's outlined in red, May 1st through May 7th. If we go to the window of conception.
The ultimate betrayal? The witness claims Fondoyan had both men in the same house, just waiting for one to fall asleep so she could sneak off with the other.
She had them both in the house at the same
She was in my house every day, in that boy's in my house.
the other guy.
Collecting information.
Come on.
Your Honor, she was in my house every day. She did not let me breathe.
There's entertain the other one.
Wait for me to go to sleep to have them over, or whoever else over.
They both be awake, and then one go to sleep, he'll go to sleep, and she'll be upstairs playing with the other one.
What?
His own mother told him not to sign the birth certificate from the delivery room because the baby did not look like me. What a vote of confidence.
I'm giving birth, and this man is on the phone with his mother. Come on, let's be for real. The baby came out. It wasn't even 60 seconds. They plopped the baby on my chest. This is him. The baby kind of looks like
No,
our
I told
other daughter.
specifically it looks nothing like me.
Screaming through the phone.
And my mother even told me not to sign a birth certificate because it didn't look
Yes,
like me.
no.
Judge Lake has that fateful envelope. Is Mr. Rowland the father despite his condoms and her other man? Or did Ms. Fondoyan's revenge hookup result in this baby?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Rowland, you are the father. You say you know who Maverick's biological father is.
Well, Your Honor, I was actually how the situation went about. I was in her phone one day, scroll down. I was on Snapchat basically. I had seen the dude, and I said he looked just like my son. I'm like, what? Like,
Mama Bosley storms into court declaring her son Cedric made a young and dumb mistake signing the birth certificate because his coworker X is a lying cheat.
Petition the court for a DNA test because you are certain he did not father the defendant's 3-month-old son, Maverick, and there are 2 other possible fathers. You say your son made a young and dumb mistake by signing the birth certificate, and you need today's paternity result to get his name off of it.
Their whirlwind office romance met on the job. He immediately gushed love at first sight. They did the deed the next day. Then she hit the brakes.
Well, my testimony is, in the beginning, we were working together, and he was starting off like, "Oh, I love you. Do you believe in love at first sight?" The next day we was talking, and then we had sex. You know, the kids and all of that. And then I asked for a break because we were moving too fast. I already said that we was moving too fast at the beginning.
The chaos started early. Cedric was just chilling at her house when one of her ex-boyfriends randomly popped up at the door unannounced.
the situation was how she told me we was at the house chilling, relaxing, and she basically came from out of nowhere. A dude, one of her ex-boyfriends, popped up at the house. Yeah, popped up at the house.
Popped up?
Yeah.
Her big mistake? Miss Jackson tearfully confesses she only gave oral to another person. But will anyone, especially a man, actually believe that's all that went down?
I had gave oral sex to this person.
What
And
man,
he
Your Honor,
says,
what man will believe that she only gave you oral sex?
But it gets messier. Cedric accuses her of cheating with 2 co-workers. She clarifies, oral with one, but full-on relations with another. This office is a HR nightmare.
The 2 guys she cheated on me with, those was the guys that we worked together with.
Your Honor, I only cheated on him once, and that's with the person that was at work. But I did have sex with one other person that was there at the job, and that was the person that came to the house. The other that I didn't have oral sex or
This is a mess.
Judge Lake completely loses her cool, exclaiming to Miss Jackson, "How many people you gonna sleep with at the same job? When are you working?"
How many people you gonna sleep with at the same job? When are you working?
That's why I'm here. This baby
Right.
is what matters.
In a heartbreaking twist, Miss Jackson sobs that her own father denied her, and she doesn't want her son to grow up with the same daddy issues.
Did you grow up with your dad in your life?
No. He denied me too, and it hurts. It hurts.
I understand.
Mama Bosley turned into a Snapchat detective, finding a picture of another coworker, Mr. Green, who she swears looks just like baby Maverick.
You say you know who Maverick's biological father is.
Well, Your Honor, I was actually how the situation went about. I was in her phone one day, scrolled down. I was on Snapchat basically. I had seen the dude, and I said he looked just like my son. I'm like, what? Like.
Enter potential father number 2. Mr. Green, the coworker from the damning Snapchat pic, swaggers in but insists he doesn't think he's Maverick's dad either.
What's your relationship with Miss Jackson?
We met through a friend, and then we started talking through social media.
Despite the absolute circus of lies and his mother's rage, Cedric admits he does hope Maverick is his. But he makes a chilling promise. If not, I'm gone.
And at this point, what are you hoping for, Mr. Bosley? Do you hope Maverick is your son?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
If he minds, then we can move on. But if he's not mine, I'm gone. It's simple.
Judge Lake holds the envelope that will finally solve this office romance mystery. Will Mama Bosley's coworker theory be proven right, or is her son Cedric a confirmed dad?
It has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Bosley.